Howdy, howdy, howdy. This is Sir Father 916. I travel frequently by plane. It's because it's a faster way to go. We don't have trains that travel 200 miles an hour in this country quite yet. So the quickest way to get around is plane. A few years ago with COVID, the airlines had a mask mandate where everybody who flew or traveled were required to wear a mask. And there were while most people complied, you had certain people who wouldn't comply. Like they would just deliberately take it off once they got into the plane. Then there were other people who may have had mental issues and some who were just drunk. And they would never leave voluntarily, rarely leave voluntarily. At least that's what we saw in the videos on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, which meant that the people who got up several hours early arrived at the airport several hours before the flight was due to depart and treated like cattle, finally got to their seats, and now they have to get up and sometimes take their luggage because you have this one knucklehead, this one jerk, this one idiot who refused to comply that affects every passenger on that flight, anywhere between 50 to 200 people or more. Now, a lot of people blamed the mask mandate. Oh, it's COVID, people are still adjusting. But today, there are more violence and people fighting each other and people disregarding the safety and comfort of others and still refusing to comply, resulting of all of those people having to deplane because of a knucklehead, of an idiot. I have four little words, but I'm going to reserve those for another time. I'm a person who travels often. And I've had to sleep on the floor because the chairs are just too uncomfortable. But that was due to weather. What a lot of people don't realize, particularly if you don't fly often, is if you have a connection, that connection is not waiting for your plane to arrive. They have passengers who have connections. So what that means to you, this idiot, this knucklehead, this ridiculous person who has cost you extra time, may cost you a hotel room, a cruise, a rent-a-car on the other end. So I propose that Pete Buttigieg, he's the head of transportation, and the airlines get together and add 2 boxes, information highlighted in the boldest and brightest print possible, saying, if you disrupt this flight in any fashion, you will pay a fine of $3,000 to $10,000. And you will be banned from domestic travel, domestic airline travel, for a minimum of 2 years. I took a flight from Denver to Sacramento. The stewardess asked everyone to turn off their electronic devices. I sit in the aisle seat. The lady from across from me had her iPad out. She was casually scrolling and touching it. And there was like a sparkle in her eye. And you have to understand that I've worked with the public in customer service, in management for more than 5 decades. I know this person well. It's because I can. I can be disruptive. I'm getting off on being disruptive. And I blacked out. If you don't turn off that iPad, I'm going to fling it across this plane. She complied nervously. I felt bad because that's not my nature. I'm this big old teddy bear. But people were touching me from the back. People were applauding. But I'm feeling bad because now she won't even look my way. She looks straight ahead. This lady, after we got off the plane, she gave me a $10 Starbucks card that she intended to save for the stewardess. She always gives the stewardess $10. I don't know why, but she gave it to me, and other people sort of gave me attaboys. But it shouldn't be like this. It should not be like this. I've had to sleep on the floor again because nothing anyone done. It was just weather. And I had to sleep on the floor of an airport because the chairs were too uncomfortable. But this is deliberate. It's because I can. I'm getting off on, I have all this power. Me, this one person, being an absolute knucklehead, can decide the fate of 200 people. And I believe that person must pay. I think he shouldn't be able to fly, or she shouldn't be able to fly for at least 2 years. There should be fines because the airlines has to pay that. I'm sure there are people on that flight going to airlines and look, you need to compensate me. You need to give me something. I think that knucklehead should pay for it. I think he should click on a box. It should be as bright. It should be the last 2 clicks they have. This is what you do if you do this. These are the consequences of your actions if you do this. I want to know what your thoughts are. Go in the comments. This is the Rod Father, wishing everybody who sees this video, everybody everywhere, love, joy, peace, and happiness. Come on, Pete, and the airlines. We're just at the beginning of this travel season, and they say there's a 1 in 30 chance it will happen to one of you flying someplace who saved all year to take this vacation, to only have it disrupted by a knucklehead just because they can. Thank you for watching. Rod Father out.